beautiful day to you. Welcome to Dawn on Vostv. My name is Omo Yipel, and happy International Women's Day. And I'm as usual, I'm with the delectable Benayi Nothing. Happy International Women's Day, darling.
Happy International Women's Day, Paul. How are you?
I'm fine. In a bid for us to address the global challenges a lot of the women are actually facing, and also to mobilize political will so that most of these challenges will be looked into. Definitely, we have a guest in the house to help us give more insight on it. And person of Precious of Luce, who is a freelance activist. Thank you for joining us now.
Thanks for the invite.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.
Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you.
Okay, now thank you so much for joining us. Now, starting up with a lot of persons, a lot of reasons, breaking the barriers. But before we go breaking the barriers, as a freelance activist, let's start with that.
Why did I think you were going to ask that?
Yeah, because normally we have the human rights activist, we have the political activist. Now, a freelance activist and International Women's Day. So, we might do something different.
Okay. Why? I choose to call it freelance because I have not taken activism as my only bedrock.
Okay.
Like it's just an option in my life. Freelance because I've taken it upon myself to go after causes that people would normally look away from. Like I see something, I see injustice happening somewhere. It doesn't have to concern me. I just know, okay, the right thing is to approach the police. The right thing is to create raise an alarm, create awareness of a particular situation. And the moment I'm done with that, I'm done. It's not a means of livelihood. I don't know if you understand. So to me, it's just freelance. I just do what I feel I should do. And once I've gotten a solution to that problem, I leave and go back to my business, which is fashion.
Wow.
So I chose to just call it freelance. Although, because, you know, when you do good, even if you don't publicize it, people get to see it and help you publicize it. Now, people do call and I'm like, please, there's this issue. I want you to add your voice. You know, the ones I can, I add my voices. But when it's not convenient, because it's not a full-time job or a full-time sport in my life, I tell them, please, it's not convenient right now. Go this way and sort it out yourself. So I have the options to say yes or no, but mostly yes.
Okay, speaking of adding your voice, now you're adding your voice, it's a sport in your life.
Yes.
The activism is a sport in your life, and definitely is going to go on for a very long time. Now, this theme of the International Women's Day is breaking the bias.
Yes.
So basically, throw more light on that.
Breaking the bias is all about stepping ahead of the barricades. There are a lot of barricades for women. Do you understand? They tell you you're a nursing mother, you cannot take this job, you cannot apply for this job, you're a woman, you cannot lead this team, the men will not be comfortable. Even if you're more intelligent, these are barricades that surround a woman, that limits her success, that tries to bring down her esteem. And because, let me take Nigerian society as a case study, because it's been put into our men that this is how it should be. A woman is the weaker vessel. They naturally grow up to want to subdue any female around them. Subconsciously, 90% of men are sexist. They don't believe in the next gender. They believe it's just one gender and
The other is
sons. You do understand? So breaking the bias is all about breaking the barricades. Step aside, put in more effort. Although if we want to be sincere in this 21st century, people are tending to appreciate women more than what it was to what it used to be. Yeah. So breaking the barrier is all about updating yourself. Like go beyond the boundary. Prove to people that I can. I'm worth it. I can do this. Do you understand? So I think that's all about the theme for this year. Breaking the bias.
A key word for this International Women's Day is actually gender inequality. So
climate change.
Of course, like a key word I want to pick, because I'm going to ask you a question concerning that. A particular generation will not stay forever, and a lot of persons are clamoring for equality. A lot of women, rather, a lot of persons are like, yes, they support, but most times it's just like lip service. Where do you think this gender equality can start from? Like something really pure, something really strong, not just people talking or people saying women supporting women and then they go behind their backs to do something really terrible. Where do you think this ought to start from?
If I want to be sincere about this whole gender equality stuff, I'm in between.
Okay.
I don't 100% support it, and I'm not 100% against it. You know, to an extent a realist. We clamor for gender equality. We want to be given the same opportunities as men. Let me take, for instance, the political circle. You say you want to go for certain positions, like because you're a woman does not mean you always have to go for vice presidency. You can attain the presidency status, you know, the highest positions, and then they call you for a meeting by 12 o'clock in the night. You say, no, I'm in my period. No, my boyfriend just called me, or my husband just came in. I can't step out. You know, I'm a woman. And then you bring in the woman factor. But you just said you wanted equality.
And you're not willing to take the extra, you're ready to
I think politically and active, what do we call it now? Activism wise, I've excelled because I've been able to break that barrier. The men around me can attest that if there's one lady that will come out 2 a.m. in the night, it's Mama P. If there's an issue,
you are not as Mama P.
Yeah.
You didn't get that.
So if there's an issue and there's one lady who will not be scared to challenge an armored tank, it's Mama P. Because I've broken that barrier. Now they trust me. You know, these men, you have to do extra for them to trust you. So before we start clamoring for equality, are you ready to do extra? Not when the time comes, you remind them that you are a woman. And then you are the one clamoring for same salary. But the man is the one spending overnight in the office. Do you understand? So I support equality. I just want them to give us the opportunity. What I feel they are taking away from us is the opportunity. When you give the three of us an opportunity, at least they'll be able to know that, oh, Pearl can do this job better, or Pearl can fit this. But declining us all, maybe we too would have failed, but at least Pearl would have done something to prove to them that all women are not the same. Just the way all men are not so strong.
Exactly, they are not so strong.
Yeah. Why are you so excited?
Now it's Women's Day. You know, the men are really not that strong.
Yes. So that's how I see.
Well, they are strong too. Let's be fair.
They are strong,
They
but
not all men. Internally, they are not that strong.
Yes.
They are not as strong as the females. It's easy to bleed for 7 days.
If you're looking at it from that perspective,
even mental strength.
Yeah.
Do you know men break down? But because the society teaches them that
men don't cry.
Yes, men don't cry. You see, a lot of them are depressed because they actually have nobody to talk to. Once a woman breaks down, you're allowed to cry. She can be crying on the road and everybody's, oh, what's going on? But a man is just bottling it up. Do you understand? Until he gives up. And then you're wondering what would have happened. Why did he not speak out? But because he's been taught, you see them tell, don't you know you're a man, you're a boy, see you big boy, you're crying. And then he grows with that mentality that he's not supposed to cry. Who doesn't cry? So men are not as strong as we think, but because they've been brought up to be strong, so they act strong.
Exactly. Yes, you said something about men being brought up to think they are strong. Something came to my mind. You know, parents, yes, they have the female gender and the male gender as children, and they tend to say, okay, the female should do a lot of things.
House chores.
Exactly, house chores, and the male child is allowed to play. Like they say, okay, washing, cleaning, is a female's job. She should do it. We're preparing her for her husband. Like a lot of people, a lot of parents, exactly, do that. And when this male child grows up, when the female child grows up, psychologically it's in their head that, okay, I'm not meant to do this, I'm not meant to be feeling, I ought to be this domineering figure. Yes. And they try to pass out that annoyed attitude to other females and everything. I feel that, yes, we're clamoring for gender equality, but it should start from the house.
Yes, it should. And the whole idea of it's a boy that has to fetch water. Some girls have. Have you seen girls that have natural strength? So yes, I just feel you're right. It should start from especially in Africa, in Nigeria. I don't think
the traditional beliefs is really limiting.
It's so limiting. So maybe a campaign should start up educating these ones, because we are the future mothers and fathers. They've done their past, and we see how it played not so well. Do you understand? That's why you have abuse in your homes, because when a woman now is telling her husband, please, we should share this. Please, no, he feels that, oh, you want to step on me, and then the next thing is a slap. And then from there to constant fights and quarrel, then that's why the case of divorce is very high now, rampant and high. So I feel that a campaign should start educating these young ones that are about to get married that, hey, listen, the world has evolved. It's no longer business as usual. Do you get? It's no longer business as usual. These things should be shared equally. A man should be able to cook. Only few families have successfully inculcated that in their routine. Hey, you are cooking today. You see some men will tell you, I'm a very good cook. Yeah, some men, a few men will tell you, I'm a very good cook. Oh, my mom used to do this. My mom used to do that. And don't be shocked that even his friends will laugh at him that, see, they do like woman for house. But that's where it should be. Do you get? So I just feel if this campaign starts gradually, what you keep hearing, you adapt to. Gradually, it will just sit in that this is what it should be. We are all equal.
Okay, guys, we've heard it all from Mama P. I think I'm going to call you that now. Precious Riche, Mama P, a freelance activist. The discussion did not end there. We're taking a short break. It's still John on Vostv, and my name is Omori Yipel, and it's still the International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day, breaking the bias. I'm with Benayo Nafe, Mama P, Precious Riche, who is a freelance activist. Now, we actually said a lot about this gender equality and climate change and all. Now, I have a question. Ma'am, you've been into this activism. I think you should be running 2 years now.
Yeah.
Okay. Has the African culture or the traditional beliefs, let's use Nigeria as a case study, you live in Nigeria, has it really been limited? How has it been like? Because you mentioned something from the first part of the show. You said you can face an ammo tank, you're bold. I like the boldness and being seen and all, but what has been the challenges?
Me being bold it's not, I think it's subconscious when I'm in that mood.
Okay.
Do you understand? I'm just ready. Like, I live every day ready to die.
Wow.
Do you understand? I just, I might just go and do something today and these people might just shoot me off because you see it everywhere on social media. So anybody can, this country is like walking on a time bomb. Sorry to say. Like anything can happen. And for those of us that decide to put ourselves to the front line, I expect the worst. So when I'm standing there, no part of me is scared. I'm all out. Like, in fact, I'd want to die in my time in this country.
Wow, in Nigeria?
Yes, in Nigeria. And then I know I'll be forgotten within 3 days. But that time of the year, it's
that time of the year, exactly.
It's like a consolation. But have you always had this mindset?
Yes. I'm actually from, let me say, poor family. So I actually came out from a family where there was nothing at home. And I just knew if I continued and my parents are Christians, so if I continued in their meekness, it won't get better. The government won't help you. Nobody will help you. They just keep stepping on you and they even complain you're not smooth enough. So I just broke through that bias of understanding that this is how life is in stages. I think I'm the black sheep in the family. My dad actually knelt to beg me to stop politics. I can't forget that day. He was talking to me how he saw me on TV shouting and he's not comfortable with it. And then please, he just knelt down. I'm like, hey, Daddy, please stand up. He said I should stop. But now we are feeding the family.
Wow.
So if I did not dare to, move out of
speak out,
where would I have been?
No.
Do you understand? Now, the culture, the African society limits every woman. It's not just me. It has limited me in some ways. Do you get? There are certain things I want to talk about. They tell you are a woman. If they bring up this issue now, man will fear to come near you. Maybe if you come there, you will say, maybe that's why I don't have a relationship. That's on a light note. I'm joking. But they feel like you're not supposed to harsh woman. Woman they hide. Even when I bought my car, my daddy said no. I said that so that in case I have cases I can move around. He said no, just sell the car. They won't be scared to come down. They are prime. They are the highest height for them is marriage. Like these cultures, this unsaid.
Like they don't believe there are other things to life than marriage.
I say it and I say it all the time. If I was not in an African society, I would have probably been an unmarried woman for life. Like because I don't really sit. I've noticed I don't sit to think about it. I don't sit when I see people get married. I'm so excited for them. I've never thought about it. You see some girls say, "Oh, my wedding color is gonna be this." I don't think about it. I think about my goals. What can I do for the next person? How many people can I empower?
Exactly.
I feel if it comes, fine. If it does not come, it's not something you just sit and say, "I'm the age for it, so I'm intentional about
Just think
it."
about it.
You
all
just
the
think
time.
about it all day. And these are the cultural norms that they've inculcated in women. Do you understand? In activism, let me tell you about a girl I picked from the streets that was the dad was sexually abusing. Do you know I was called to the corner and said, and just drop this case, you know, in a family case, they fit just change am for you. Na small right the papa go do, you know, to cleanse am. The man no too well. What is that? That man should be in psychiatric hospital or the prison. Defiling a young child, like, why? So you see them, they were all changing the case. Even their family members came, they will settle it in the family way. Okay, they will go to. I don't know how that case went on. Do you understand? I left it, you know. But then again, that is culture affecting what was going on at that point in time that I would have helped.
Yeah.
So it happens not once. A woman comes to you and tell you that the husband just slapped her. You're looking at her eyes is swollen, the baby at the back is having a little scratch on his face, maybe from the bruises, like she's in complete despair. And then again, you want to get in, they tell you in husband and wife matter, they know they play.
Don't use your settle.
So do you see the limitations?
Exactly.
And then she goes home and her family tells her, I need to drag the leg, come outside, he go come beg you. Now man he be. If you come back now, you go bring shame to the family. Those things. She has nowhere to go. She's looking at her children, they go come, they walk out for up and then they go get different papa. No needs, just stick with one. And the children, eye they look now. So these are limitations. Not like limiting me as a person, no, but you know, the solutions we would have preferred to the victims kind of cuts it short. Talk about a relative, a distant relative that got married to a gay man.
Wow.
Yes.
Is it because the man is rich?
Which I've been hearing of this same issue when I was small. You know, they just whisper it. You know, until I grew up to understand what was happening. She will be in the house and you will bring a man inside the house.
And she feels like, oh, it's a man.
No,
she's not with.
No, she does not. She's gone through despair. You won't let her do anything. You won't give her money. I'm even thinking of calling her and like, what's the matter? Let's take up this case. I don't know why. She said she has gone to welfare. I don't know. I'm calling them out right now, child welfare, because very soon we'll just drag it publicly because social media is like the only true judge.
Exactly.
Right now in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I don't know why welfare is not doing anything. Okay, I was telling her, someone closer to her, that what's up with this case? You see, you know, they consider the children, make you no come spoil their name. Are you not thinking that their lives have spoiled with what they've seen so far?
And the children might grow up and
he has a son.
Very.
He should be in the
traumatic
cell or the jail. Like this whole culture, this whole family, this thing is causing so much harm. So those are the limitations. But for me personally, do you understand? I don't think I have. When it happens, you just can't help it. You are just stuck there.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, you can't cry more than the raped. At some point, you just give up. I'm like, okay. I've had cases where a rape case, we got to state CID. The guy took her to his house and raped her overnight till the next morning. She was a virgin. She just graduated from school. They were chatting on Instagram and, you know, decided to link up. She got to the place and entered the apartment, saw 3 boys in the parlor, took her in Benin City.
That was a red flag.
In Benin City here. They went would not let her come out till the next morning. Slept with her till morning. I was called like, see, please, they don't know what to do. The boys never answered his call. He said he has traveled out, he had left the country to where. I just went on Instagram and I was stalking him. Gradually he responded back and started talking to me. Through me, I was a decoy now. We caught the guy. I went to the airport's division police station because that was the area it happened to make a report. And the DPO as at then said, he said rape happens when you're walking on the road and you are dragged and you are forced, not inside the house. What did you go there and do? People don't used to hear what? And I challenged her. I said, you are a woman, you are a mother, and you are saying this. with your knowledge of the law, even husband feel rape wife.
Exactly.
Have you now seen the reasons why rape victims will not come outside?
They won't
Because
talk.
you are shouting at her in the presence of all the police officer. She said I should walk out of the station, and I'm like, this is public property. You can't send me out. In fact, I already knew that you cannot do anything. I only came to document. In case we catch the guy, there will be a case against him. That's how I took her away. She was wailing.
You'd be depressed.
It was later we had to appeal to some soldier friends. Soldiers are not naturally supposed to be involved
in
in
such cases.
such civilian cases, but
Yeah.
it's where we find ourselves. I was used as a decoy and the guy was caught. After the soldier, the girl, everybody now dragging the girl before God and man, we were close to state CID gates. The girl burst into tears. That her mother is sick, there's no money, she cannot start all this. She just wants her peace. Let him just go.
Wow.
Let him just go.
Are you serious?
I swear to God on my life.
Wow.
And that is it.
You know, basically, that's where the question is coming from. The
If there was
females-
a justice system, a good
Yes.
justice system, she would know that when she gets to the station, government will just take charge. Maybe a lawyer, he will just have his case to answer. Whether you come or not, a case. Now she has thought about how she's going to pay a lawyer. She has thought about how they will change it and what even maybe the DPO said that she
the
should
case is not going anywhere.
So you see,
Huh.
so that's how I said, are you serious? I was like, what was I supposed to do?
You can't come out and be bereaved.
And I'm like, it's okay. The boy
It's
was very
just
crying.
sad.
I looked at the boy's phone and I saw over 90 girls he was chatting. I don't want to mention the name of the girl. You know her. She was there. All the same line. I'm an engineering student. I'm currently in Benin City. I graduated from University of Benin and Monash.
That even brings me up
That's a
to
serial rapist.
it takes two to tango, and consent is everything. Basically, for ladies to not fall into such predicament, because I want to even ask, first of all, did she go to a public place? Because for such to happen, did she go to a public? I don't think we need to educate these ladies. Like, we really need to educate them apart from the four walls of the institutions and everything, to let them be more sensible, to let them know their worth, let them know there are certain things you can literally avoid, because there are a lot of bad persons out there.
Yeah. She actually, they were talking on the phone, and from the story, they chose a public lounge. You
Oh.
get, let me say for instance, they chose Star Amity Lounge to meet. She couldn't get the place, not quite a popular place. It's just that's not the name of the lounge, it's an instance. So the man called, the boy called and said he wanted to talk to the cabman to direct him. You get, that's how he directed the cab guy to the streets where they dropped her. So when she came down and he came, to pick her, like, where's the lounge you're talking about? Where's this place? Oh, see the lounge over there. So, I say yes. Well, my house is here. We can just sit a bit. Girls want to feel. Though it's those days, girls know better now. They want to feel, make want to say I'm not smart. Or
Yeah.
I'm
make
not
you
a
want
big
to say
girl.
I'm not a big girl. She just okay, no problem. We can just. That's how she stepped in. She saw the boys. She wouldn't have thought anything. It was afternoon. So they went inside the room. Do you understand? His room. The way people share apartments.
Exactly.
So a room can actually be equipped as though it's both a sitting room and
Yeah.
a room. So that's how she stayed there till she wanted to leave, and he was touching her. She was no, please, this is not what we talked about. We talked about this. This is not what we are doing today. Are we not going to the lounge again? From there, he wouldn't let her go, and till daybreak.
Sad story.
So it's actually disheartening. My problem now, or what I think, aside educating the girls that they need to be smarter, they need to know that they are a prey. Like girls, women are prey. We are so embodied with virtues, like with gems, that the spiritual world, the physical world, every world knows that a woman is a pack of gems, GEMS, like
Yes.
glorious stones. Do you understand?
Exactly.
So you should know,
Precious
it's
things.
just like you are moving, you should have the consciousness that you are moving around with like a bag of 10 billion naira. You have to be conscious of that.
Be careful.
Yeah, you have to be careful. But as much as we are educating them that they should feel that way, we should also educate the public. The government should do something to protect us, to protect the victims. Like the victims should be able to come outside with the hope that help would
Awaits
Do you
them,
understand?
yes.
And those who have been found wanting for one or two cases related to this stiff measures. Do you understand? I don't think the government is doing enough. Do you get? Let's talk about gay, for instance. They say lesbianism, gay, everything is
Yes.
prohibited in Nigeria, and then you see them all over TikTok. You see them everywhere. Women kissing women. I'm not against them. I'm not against the LGBT
But it is
community.
really wrong.
No, I'm not against them.
I am against it. It's wrong.
They are
know
humans,
they are
yes, they are humans,
so I
but
can't
what
judge
is
them.
wrong
But
in a
you
country?
know,
I'm not
my
judging,
dad,
but-
my dad said something. He said in this church they say trousers are prohibited, right? In another church they might allow trousers. He said, but if you're in this church and you're wearing trousers, you might not have committed any sin by wearing that trouser, but you've committed the sin of disobedience.
Okay.
Because it is the laid down rule. So go to the church, your trousers are allowed.
So basically, they should go to where they are accepted
So go where you are accepted. In Nigeria, it's not accepted
because of the cultural.
because of the cultural values.
Yes.
But then again, the government is doing nothing. How can Bobrisky be going up and down?
I think it's way richer than some females that are really the gender, because another gender.
And
is
that's
dragging
what
the
he's
gender
always
down.
Do you
saying.
understand?
He
And
says-
then he goes around, he talks about his those kind of
Escapades,
persons.
is rich, flaunts his car.
Yes, the minister, although I feel it's fake. But
Yes.
yes, I
It is
feel it's
fake.
fake because when he has issues with one or two persons, when you hear what they have to say with receipts, you'll be like, okay, I thought this was
Borrowing
real.
money to spray at parties,
I know,
everything.
alleged. Do you
Alleged.
understand? But what I'm saying is, those kind of persons, we have minister for culture, values, and you call them to order. Since you want to do the African culture in
Then
Nigeria,
implement it.
implement it, do it to the fullest.
It's true.
You see them on TikTok, they'll tell you I'm in ShopRite right
I think
now.
somebody is in UK now. Somebody is
Yeah.
in UK and is
He's
speaking out on
schooling
how
or
to
she's
teach it.
schooling.
It's
Please-
schooling.
She or he is
And I
schooling.
think his lifestyle is okay for those in UK. He should just stay there. We're not against
No, we
them.
don't miss you. Please stay put.
So what I'm just saying, we don't mean to hate, but just go where you're accepted. You know, go and don't. Since we feel like your attitude corrupts the younger generation. Do you understand? If everybody was a gay like you, who would give birth to you? Abi?
I think it's so best to even go at extent to even going into surgeries.
Yes.
I think there was
I
one
think the
footballer
ones in
in
Nigeria are
one
too actually broke to do those surgery.
Yes.
That's not.
So
Sorry,
broke to
no
do
dis-
this
no
surgery.
disrespect.
Yeah, but I think some
Oh.
are actually saving up. You know, there are some Nigerians who actually live abroad that actually
Yes.
went for the surgery, which is very disheartening. It's very, very disheartening.
But
man,
then again,
yes.
I'm not against them.
I'm
Just
not against
go
you.
where you're accepted and live free, live happy.
Mm.
You know, work with your bikinis and do your thing.
Yeah.
But don't be here. That's where we coin that statement from is the government implementing rules, their policies.
Yeah.
Let the judiciary system sit up and do what is right.
And really work.
So offenders both from every aspect of the country which is sit up like
Okay, as an activist, I have to chip this in before we round up. Is now the 2023 election is coming up,
Mhm.
and we're seeing a lot of aspirants.
Yeah.
To me, it's recycling. No offense taken.
Yeah.
Somebody who was a president, I'm sorry, no offense taken, please. Somebody who was serving governor for 8 years, went to the Senate, come back again and say, I want to be president. Somebody was a senator. It's just more like recycling the old politicians we have. And one thing that actually caught my attention is a 102-year-old.
It was just funny.
And she said she wants to contest, but she's not just the first person. We've actually seen cases of other females who were actually wanted to contest for these positions in the past, like late Dora Kuni and host of others. But now, we're talking about breaking the barriers. We've not seen any female come out. As a female
Besides
activist,
the 100
outside the 102, which most person think is a
Although
joke.
there is a young lady, I think Khadija or
Somebody came out for
something.
vice president, like you said, you can't always be on the supporting role. But
Yeah.
now we've not really seen a serious female. Why is it that? As a female activist, yes, you've also dived into politics too. You've also connected with other persons, host of Aisha and Co, which I know of. You've connected with a lot of
More
persons.
female
You understand?
politicians
But what are
trying
you guys
to.
doing to actually make sure you bring out somebody to lead us? That's a note I actually read that said, when a man is in the office, if you start the Christ to the woman, the woman comforts him. Now the person that is comforting him should come and take the lead role. So definitely, why aren't we having a female to come and lead us?
When I was involved in union politics, school politics, we started, there were a lot of females, do you understand, that we started together, we wanted to be involved. But along the line, as we're going up, it was a pyramid, it was reducing. Some got interested in business. Some had boyfriends that were in the pyramid, and so one had to step out, which is the woman, until it got to the tip. Do you understand? A lot of women, I don't know how to explain it. They don't have as much. For a woman to come out for a public position, her records needs to be 100% clean.
But even for the men, they're not
Unlike
100% clean.
no, they're not 100% clean. For the men, the society, until it comes to that level of equality. For the men right now, they can come and get away with certain stuff.
With 60%,
But
they're good to go.
They're good to go. But for women, you have to be 100%. You have to have that street credibility. I'm yet you were mentioning names, and I was trying to see, that's true, which of these women have street credibility, because it's the streets now who delivers.
Exactly. The man delivers.
Which of these women can come outside and then 100 boys, 1,000 girls are behind you?
Women supporting women.
Do you understand?
Oh, please.
So I feel by the time these women that you've mentioned, Aisha is trying, she's one of my role models. Do you understand? But you see, when you bring up an issue, you still see one or two persons that has something to say.
Or issues or clause around
A
them.
clause around them. So invalidating her somehow in this line of
I think the major thing is always you're a woman.
no, it's not just
It's
a woman.
not
There's
just
always something to say. There's something to, maybe at some point you've supported a wrong candidate that treated the people wrong. Do you understand? Some people would say, Aisha campaigned for Buhari, so now them. And being among the allies, being among the allies, so the street sees you as I beg not them. Now we no favor her. But I don't see her like that. She had a choice, and she thought everybody thought it was better at some point, though I never, ever campaigned for the president. Yeah. So I feel that, you see, when you mention her, some persons feel like she was at some point so why you
so because of this
so
clause
I
we
feel
have,
like
we never
this
get
clause
anything.
we can. It's not for you to come. I feel like these women should come out and unite and just gain street credibility. There are certain privileges I enjoy because I feel to an extent I have street credibility. These guys just trust me that, Mama, if I want to go for something now, I'm so sure I'll get it. But for us, because you know what, we were groomed in the streets. But for us, we were groomed in the streets. We are not wealthy enough to contest.
Wow, this
So
has
it's just
got
so
like you
dicey
just
and
up and down and
just
lots of
so
things.
entangled.
We could talk and talk and talk about it, but what are your last words you have for the show?
Yes, as
For a
a
wrap up.
young woman.
And also
okay.
women too, who basically people going into women are living their lives of risk. Domestic violence is something we're talking about, and persons can't really talk out. Helping women. What's your advice
Talking
on
about
them
women
breaking
is
this
always
bias?
so emotional. My last advice about breaking bias is knowing you can achieve anything. I made a post on my social media today and I said, beauty is not a sign of weakness, neither does strength have a gender. As a young woman, you can achieve anything. Anything. The world is evolving, it's giving you more opportunities. The slightest one you see, just pick it and do something. Try to be independent. I started from nothing. Like, I was selling on WhatsApp. I see the mockeries everywhere for my WhatsApp status. Now people, they sell clothes. So I knew they were targeted at me. But I didn't stop. As of December 24th, I opened my first shop, fabric shop. As of this month, I've opened the second shop. And maybe by next month, I'll open the third shop. I started with nothing. I repost what people post, because I have a purpose. I have a goal. And I know finance is one thing that will take me to the level where I actually want to be. So I'm just using this to encourage you out there that you need to be independent. You need to know that I can achieve this thing. If I was alone in the world and I had no parents, I had no friends, I would still achieve what I want to achieve. So snap out of the feeling of I'm not pretty, I'm not tall enough, I'm too fat, I'm too slim, I don't know how to speak English. Some of us don't have to speak English too. We just they try. But we are where we are. And you're
Thank
watching
you
right
so
now.
much.
Yes, and
Thank
for
you
those
so
of
much.
you who's going through domestic violence, you feel it's already been 25 years. What's the aim living now? Maybe God is just trying to save you from early deaths. God is just trying to add 20 years to your life. Speak out. Tell the man you arrest him. Let him know that you now know your rights. Go to the nearest police station and complain. Get my number and call me. We'll do something.
Thank you
we'll
so
break the
much.
bias.
Exactly. I mean that
Thank
we
you
will break the bias. I learned so much from you. So thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Like she rightly said, as a woman, you can do anything you want to do. Do not be afraid to dream big. Do not be afraid to dare. Do not be afraid to break the bias and the norms generally. It's still the celebration of a lot of women. In fact, all the women all over the world. This is still Vostv Nigeria. You can join the conversation on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Until we see your lovely faces again, bye for now.